Now we're going to discuss this development further with Dr. Max Otte, Professor for General and International Business Administration at the University of Applied Sciences, Worms, and a CDU member. Welcome to the programme, Dr. Max. Now, Merkel, she's just said that she would prefer snap elections over forming a minority government. Can you explain what this means? And in your opinion, do you think it's a step back?
Well, this is very surprising to me. So far, she has always clung to power, and I thought she would have sought another negotiated solution. So this is a surprise. But everybody is telling this. We have a demonstration in the back, but we don't know what this is here. There's apparently a party thing by the AfD, and people are demonstrating. So back to Merkel, everybody is putting this to FDP, but in the end the Jamaica coalition, Greens, the FDP, the CSU, the CDU was a very, very unlikely construct, a very strange construct, and that of course cannot work. And we can see that the country is in some turmoil here, and that this is indeed an unprecedented situation.
It certainly is. I mean, the German president, each time he's said that this is an unprecedented situation in the history of the Federal Republic of Germany. And yes, Europe hasn't seen this from Germany, has it? He's calling for fresh negotiations. How likely is it that fresh negotiations will lead to a different outcome, given that the SDP and the AfD have refused to form a coalition with Merkel's party?
Well, the FDP is really for a change in the course. The FDP is maintaining its senses. I think it could have the power to bring the CDU back to its senses. So it's unfortunate that the FDP was singled out as a culprit in this. I think they have a very sensible direction. So we don't know if there's going to be new elections, but if there are going to be new elections, I'm pretty certain the FDP and probably also the AfD, the opposition party that came into parliament with 13.6% of the votes, will gain, because this there's quite a silent, significant part of the population that wants a change in the immigration policy. So I would be surprised if we had fresh elections, but Merkel's apparently stated that we are going to have them.
Yeah. I mean, if we look at this first round of negotiations to form this coalition, which obviously have failed, why, in your opinion, did the Free Democratic Party walk out?
Well, they didn't walk out. I mean, the CDU walked out on its former line. It's not the CDU I joined in 1991, where I'm still a member. It has drifted off course, and I think the FDP is trying to bring some, let's say, some straight line back to the process. And so when the FDP and the Greens want this immigration policy to continue, and I think this is a big detriment for Germany. So I think the FDP had to walk out because there was no possibility for a consensus.
Now, Merkel's got kind of one set of allies there. She's got the Greens, and they've declared their eagerness to negotiate and to form a coalition with her. Will that change the Free Democrat Party in their opinions? Will it change their stance at the moment, do you think?
Well, I don't think so, because Merkel apparently is closer to the Greens than to the FDP, which is really not surprising, but it's a shame for the country. And why not form a minority government with the CDU, CSU, FDP tolerated by the AfD and tolerated by the other parties? I mean, that's a very sensible option, but nobody talks about that. So everything is in the air, and we have to see how things develop.
Max, if the snap election does go ahead, how likely is it that Merkel will win again?
Well, again, I was surprised that she actually called for fresh elections, because I think that she will lose further. I mean, I think she is past her prime. She should step aside. She hasn't recognized the call of the time, and some time now or later reality will hit her, and I think she should resign. She's completely failed, and this is the receipt for it.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned earlier that the party is not what it was when you joined. Can you elaborate on the reasons why you decided to quit the party?
Well, no, I didn't quit the party. I'm still in there because I hope it will come back to its course and to its values. I mean, it had a very sensible immigration policy because 2015 it had a sensible policy on the euro. The party under Merkel broke all these policies, and they've drifted, of course, so far that I'm really appalled. My father was a member of that party, I'm a member of that party, and I dearly want to see it back on course and dearly want to see it back and stand for a sensible and good policy for Germany.
So you're unhappy with the direction that it's gone under now. If we go into this, one of the options is obviously the formation of a minority government. And if the CDU form that coalition with the Greens, that will only give them 44%, won't it, in the whole Bundestag? How likely is it that that will happen?
That is not unlikely at all, but for whatever reason, Merkel is on this destructive course. She doesn't want to correct her policies. She gets along well with the Greens, and there's the SPD, and there's quite a number of parties that could tolerate it. So I guess that minority government would actually be workable on quite a large number of issues because it would have the support of the SPD, and basically it would continue the current policies, which I think are very detrimental to the country. But that's apparently the objective, to continue what was begun at all costs.
Okay, well, listen, we'll leave it there for now. Thanks very much for talking to us. That's Dr. Max Otte, Professor for General and International Business Administration at the University of Applied Sciences, Worms, and a CDU member. Thanks very much.